Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to the Trading Rich market game plan for the week. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. We shall get started right away. Just we shall get started right away. Welcome to the live stream. So, what we are going to do is that you can type in where you piping in from today. Just type in the chat where you are tuning in from today, and then we'll be happy to give you a shout out. Okay, so just in the chat, just put in where you are tuning in from today. Awesome. Yeah, Evie is from Ottawa, nice. The capital of Canada. How's that? How's the weather in Ottawa? Is it warm or is it getting cold? All right. So put in the chat where you tuning in from. We shall get started right away. Lavella says YEG. YEG is City of Champions. Awesome. That's good. Someone is from London, Ontario. Beautiful. Okay, so we shall get started right away here. Just wait a bit for a few folks to join, and then we can get started here. I'm excited for tonight's live stream. The market is at new all-time highs again. It looks like the market keeps on going up and up and up every single day. We shall see how this week works out. But last week was fantastic with the Fed rate cuts and other news is send the market up. We shall see how this week works out. All right. Okay. So thank you all for making it to the live stream here today. So we're going to get started right away. So the purpose of this live stream is to discuss the game plan, like my game plan for the week and how I plan to make money in the markets for the week from both the stock market and the crypto market. So there's a lot of exciting setups out there that are ready to take off on Monday. We shall see how that plays out, but I'm really excited about what we have today at today's live stream. So without much ado, I'll go ahead and share my screen here and then show you what I have here. So my name, if you are joining the YouTube live for the first time, my name is Richard Ajay. I'm the co-founder and head trader at Trading Rich. And if you are joining us for the first time, thank you for making it to the live stream here today. Please hit the subscribe button and notification button so that anytime I go live, you will be able to tune in and join us in the live stream. So we do this every single Sunday before the market opens on the Monday. It depends on if there's a statutory holiday, we do it on Mondays. But we are that's something that I do every single day, every single weekend to prepare for the trading week. So the trading week can get very busy, but it's important that you prepare every single time before the market opens. Okay, so we're gonna get started here, and I'm going to share my screen right away. So let's see here. Where is this? Okay, try to get my files organized here. Okay. So right here I have the SPY, that's the ETF for the S&P 500. So last week what happened was that we got the Federal Reserve finally cut interest rate by 25 basis points, and that sent the market. Initially, the response was negative. It caused the market to sell a bit, and then the buyers stepped in, and then they pushed the market up. So on that day, that was a Wednesday. That was this day. So you could see that price came all the way down here, and then it bumped up here to close above this blue line, which is the 5 EMA. So what it meant was that there were a lot of buyers. The bulls were defending this level to make sure that price did not close below the 5 EMA, right? And then the following day, we got some kind of consolidation day, and then market pushed up on Friday. So right now, the market is at new all-time highs, and I believe that the market still has room to push to get to new highs, right? So right now, we do have the markets at a very extended level. I believe that the SPY can close the year at 700. It still has room to do that, and we look for this to extend. So in the Federal Reserve, the FOMC meeting, what was really important was that the main take-home message was that Powell, in his press conference and the questions that he was being asked, sounded like inflation was not really the big deal anymore, because the Fed had pivoted from their initial 2% inflation target to cutting interest rate before that. And based on the comments and the commentary of what was said, it sounded like the Fed are cutting interest rate because of the job market, because they felt that the US economy is weakening, and they are using that to cut interest rate now, because they don't want to be waiting and the economy breaks down and heads into a recession and they hadn't cut interest rate. So it sounded to me that what they were looking for was mainly interest rate cuts, right? The looking at the job numbers. So inflation is still sticky. So in economics, when you have sticky inflation, or inflation doing like it ticks up, it comes down, that kind of thing, and having a weakening economy, that is called stagflation, right? And right now, all eyes is now going to be centered on the jobs market, because based on the Fed's commentary, it looks like Fed members are really concerned about that, and we shall see what's going to happen. But it looks like there's going to be more interest rate cuts, one in October and then one in December for the year. But they didn't really give a lot of details about the 2026 interest rate cuts. They were saying they were going to cut only once, but I think there's going to be more interest rate cuts. So right now, the state of the US economy is not strong. I know there are commentary out there saying that the state of the US economy is strong and all that stuff. I mean, Powell was saying that many months ago that the economy was strong, but the jobless claim numbers keep on getting bad. 2 weeks ago, we had a jobless claim number coming at 263 or 267,000 per week, which is alarming, because once the jobless claims numbers gets to 300,000 a week, that is a problem. That is a problem for the US economy, because that is recessionary numbers, right? Recession, jobless numbers. So we shall see how that plays. So as a technician and a participant of the market, and also someone who understands fundamental analysis, I'll be keeping a close eye on the jobless claims. If the jobless claims keep on getting worse, or it goes to 300,000 or more, we shall get that final effect on the market, because the market sounds like it's just going, ignoring what's going on, and it's going up and up and up, right? So which is expected. So in terms of where the market is going, so as a technician, what I do is that I have to look at where is the market going in terms of the upside, or if it's coming down, where it's going to go. So in today's live stream, my goal is to show you guys my game plan and where I see this market going next in the week ahead, and then what is coming next. So it's always good to plan, right? Because if you're in the market and you're a market participant, you always want to be 2 steps ahead, right? Because we are trading with very smart people, and they take this very serious. That's a business, right? So they take it very, very serious. So we also have to plan, right? We also have to plan ahead and get ready for whatever the market throws at us. Okay. So I'll put back the I'll go to the first go to the economic numbers, like the inflation numbers here. No, sorry, the I'll go to the market watch and see what we have here for this week, what's coming up. So we are going to have a series of Fed speakers speaking all over the week here. So on Monday we have a series of them. We have the New York Fed chairman, James Williams speaking. St. Louis Fed chair also speaking. So a whole host of guys speaking, right? But this is going to be at 9:45 a.m. Eastern. It depends on what you're going to say. But right now the market is already thinking ahead, right? So the market is a forward-looking instrument. It does not do things. It does not move based on things that are happening right now. It moves based on things that it thinks are going to happen in the future, right? So the market is already a forward-looking instrument and thinking ahead. When is the next rate cut coming? When is the Fed looking to cut interest rate again? Are they going to cut more interest rate? Is it going to be 50 basis points next time? Is it going to be even 75 or even 1% basis point cut? That kind of thing. So these are 100 basis point cuts next time. The market is looking ahead to that. So Monday, I don't think there's any big deal unless maybe one of these Fed guys say something hawkish, but even that is not being going to do much to the market. The market already has its own mind. It has what it's looking for, and it's looking forward to it already. On the 9 o'clock, we have this. So there are a whole bunch of Fed speak here. So this could be something that maybe might move the market, but not much. But maybe here on Tuesday, the main speech, this one, Fed chair speech, will be more important. So the Fed chair Powell speech are more important than those who are members of the Fed, right? In terms of level of importance, the Fed chair speech is very, very important. So the market will keep its ears and eyes open for and listen to all those these speeches, but most importantly, the one from Fed Chair Powell. Okay. And on Wednesday, we have new home sales. Not really going to make much, maybe just move the market in one direction or the other. But Thursday is going to be the most important part over here. So over here, now the estimated number is 235,000. That's the forecast for this week. If it comes in higher than that, that's going to cause the market to decline and go down. Okay. And then we are going to look at Friday 26th, right? So Friday 26th is one of the most important catalysts for the market this week. That is the PCE inflation data. That's the Fed's most preferred inflation gauge. Okay, so the Fed is going to look at this closely, and also consumer sentiment. So Friday is going to could be a volatile day, depending on the numbers that we get at pre-market. But what is going to set the tone is this jobless claim number. Because if this number is bad, like worse than expected, something like 250,000, 260, something of that sort, but anything higher than that, this number is going to cause issues. Okay. Yeah. So now that we've looked at the main catalyst for the week, let's look at what kind of earnings are available. So we have a number of earnings report this week. The ones that I'm looking at the most is going to be Micron. Micron is a semiconductor company. They have their earnings on that's going to be on Tuesday after the close. So this, depending on how this moves, is going to affect the other semiconductor stocks like Nvidia, AMD, and all those guys, right? And there's also other earnings as well. That's Costco. Costco is going to tell us how the consumer is doing, how tariffs is affecting their business and stuff. So this is an important earnings report, which is going to happen Thursday after the close. Okay. Okay, so now that we know this, let's go to the charts to figure out what is happening currently in the markets. So over here, I do have this chart. So this here, we can clearly see this is a parallel channel. Okay, this is a parallel channel. This is the COVID low. This is the SPY chart. This is the COVID low. This is the 2022 bear market low. And then this one is October. Yeah, October 2023. That is the decline that we got before the boom, before the AI boom, right? And then here we got the low of the year, which is due to Liberation Day and tariff sell-off. So it came here. So this year has been where the market has gone. And then if you look at the tops, so here this is the top of 2018, 2018 highs before the China US trade wars. And then here we have this year, which is 2021 highs, the double top in 2021. That's the bull market, the COVID bull market. That's when it came to an end. And then once you extend this upper channel of the trend line, which is the resistance, it brings you to where we are right now. So this is the purple line. So you see that we finally broken above it. So what we are looking to see is that is this going to hold? If it holds tomorrow, what we are going to see is that we are going to see further movement to the upside. Okay, so this is the weekly chart, and what I'm looking for SPY to do is that if SPY can hold above this trend line here, then it has room to push up, right? It's going to push to this resistance, a new resistance price discovery at 666, and then 673. Then from there, I believe that if this rally continues and like it has legs and stuff, as we get to the euphoric stage of the market, which we are currently in, we are going to see that the SPY can close the year at the SPY can close the year at 694 or even 700. So that is a possibility, right? And then we can see what's going to happen later. But I think that at some point we are going to get some kind of a pullback in this market. It cannot continue like this and going, right? We are going to get a pullback. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm just going to be watching these trend lines and watching to see if price is able to trade above it. If price is able to trade above it, then that's great. And then we are going to go up to the upside, right? Yeah. So that is something that I'm going to be looking at in the days ahead as we trade the markets. Okay. Yeah. So one other thing that I also want to look at is that just a sec here. I'm just looking at is going to be I'm looking at how the market is going to behave at those levels, the levels that we've talked about, how price is going to how price is going to react to those levels. And all right. So I'm looking at how price is going to react to this if we have a pullback. So usually what happens is that when there's a break of a trend line, price usually does a natural movement of stocks and ETFs and whatnot, right? It usually comes back to retest that level and then push up. And this level is a critical trend line. And if it comes back to test it, I believe that price can hold and then push up further. So we shall see how that works out in the days and weeks ahead here. And also, let me check what the futures market is doing. The last time I checked, the futures market was green. Okay, so over here I see that the SPY and then the ES futures, ES mini futures and NQ are all green. Bitcoin and the Russell 2000 are red. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but Bitcoin is down. We shall review that later in this live stream. So yeah, so this is what I'm looking at for the market, and then based on how it does, I think that this still has legs to push, right? But one other thing that I'm watching, which is really critical, especially, is that usually what I've seen is that in the markets, anytime that we have, let me see here, we have this here, sorry, we have this is, so there's something called the fear and greed index. Okay. I like to go to this as like another thing to have an index to check to see how investor sentiment is currently. So there's one for crypto, there's one for stock market, but crypto market typically follows the stock market anyways. So here I'm looking at this. So this is going to be one of my guides that I'm going to be using to determine when the market is going to top off. Okay. This is just like one check mark that I'm going to use, right? But ultimately I use the technical. So the technicals is my final check mark and confirmation for things to do with the market highs and then the market lows, right? So what I've seen is that I have analyzed the market over the last I've analyzed the market. I did a deep analysis on the market from 2000, the year 2000 to 2025. I just used 25 years of data, and we crunched this data and we realized that every time all the major tops in the market, like tops like 2008, market tops like 2008, 2018, all the COVID highs and everything, anytime they happen, they often happen when the market is at either greed or extreme greed. But most times it happens at extreme greed. Okay. So as an investor and a trader, what I'm going to be looking at is that I know that the market is now going to be watching the job numbers. I know that, but I'm going to be watching that as well. That's the fundamentals, that's the economy. But I'm also going to be watching the greed, the fear and greed index, together with the ultimate, which is the technical charts to tell us where price is going. So on April 7th or April 6th, April 6th and 7th, I called the market bottom. The reason why I called the market bottom was that at that time, if you go back in time, if you go to the timeline, you are going to see that on April 7th, look at April 7th, where were we? It was extreme fear. So you go back to the fear and greed index here. This moves from 0 to 100. So anything that is from 0 to 100 is a percentage, right? So here we have 0 to 100. And at the time that the market was at the lows of April 7th, it was where? This was at what? It was 3, right? So 0 to 3, it was very low. So this is one of the reasons why in the April 6th masterclass, I came out and said, the market has bottomed. You guys should go and buy any stocks, any of your favorite stocks, but we are going to go back up to all-time highs because this does not have negative, right? This is 0 to 100. Okay, so if we are 3, you ask yourself, how low can we go? What? Negative? 0? No, right? So that was a time where you use this, and together with levels, chart patterns, levels, technical analysis to determine where the market bottom was. And then from April 6th to now, where are we now? The market is at all-time highs. So right now we are in what I call, we are in the final stages of the final rally. I call the final rally from the April 7th to where we are at now. We are currently at the beginning stages of the euphoria stage. So euphoria stage is when all sort of stocks are going up, like stocks that of companies that are not profitable. Like you have in the crypto market, you have meme stock going, meme coins going up. That means that we are at the beginning of the end. So once you see that happening, once we get to extreme greed, you got to be very careful, right? Once we use to extreme greed. So what I have here for the live stream, like all those who are the live stream here today, is that I took time to put together reports on all the major tops of the market and the crashes when they happened, in correlation with the fear and greed index for both the S&P 500 and Bitcoin, just to give you guys an idea of how this is a powerful indicator, right? To use to gauge where are we? Are we close to the bottom? Are we close to the top? That gives you an idea of what's going up, right? So that is something that I'm going to be I've already created for everybody here in the live stream. So what I'm going so in order to get this document, what you need to do is that you need to come to the Trading Rich website. So if you're new to our community, you have to join the free community. Click on the join free community here, and it's going to bring you to where the stuff is. And then when you scroll down, you're going to see it. I'm going to flag it here as move it to what is it, pin it up. Okay, so that we pin this up here. So when you come here, you're going to see it, right? So it's called S&P 500 and Bitcoin. So here you come here, you download the two documents. One is for S&P 500 is a PDF. One is for crypto, right? So in order to get this document, you have to join the community, join the free community to download the document. The document has all the details that you need to know. So this is going to be your guide to figuring out, giving you one indication or one indicator that you can rely on to determine when the market top and bottom is coming. Okay, and this is what the market gods told me to give to you guys, right? That is going to guide you to so that you don't take any crazy risks when the market top is coming, so that I don't get rug pulled. Okay, so that's very important to have this and go through it. And yeah, so it's going to be a very good document for you guys. So now I'm going to go to the chart. So now that we checked out the SPY, we are going to check out the key stocks that I'm looking at for this week, right? How I plan to make money. So I'm going to let you guys know which positions I'm in, which ones I'm going to be taking advantage of entering this new week here. Okay. So I'm going to go through we've gone SPY. Let's check out the QQQ quickly. That's the Nasdaq heavy ETF, the QQQ. So the QQQ has broken this. So this is the megaphone pattern I had on my chart. This is called the megaphone pattern. So you have here this ascending trend line and below. So it forms what looks like a megaphone, right? And this megaphone pattern, usually in the long term, it looks like a bearish one. And I have said from the beginning of the year, I've been calling for that the market is going to get to new all-time highs from the time that the market went to April 7th. I said we're going to get to new all-time highs, and we are going to get what I call the blow off top. So right now, that thesis is working out correctly, and we are at the stage where we are hitting the blow off top. So the top, that blow off top I'm talking about was here. That's the top of this ascending megaphone pattern, the resistance level. We finally broken it, and the QQQ is breaking out. So the QQQ still has room to push to higher heights, right? And that's what is going to cause what is called the blow off top. So blow off top is we hit the top and we blew past it. Okay. And the longer this goes, the more devastating the crash is going to be once it comes, right? And I'm not trying to scare anybody or anything like that, but as a trader and an investor, we always have to be prepared, right? We have to think 2 steps ahead, 3 steps ahead of what. So you have to ask yourself, okay, what's going to come next? Are we going to continue going up? Are we going to go back down? That kind of thing. You have to get yourself ready so that when it happens, you are already prepared. You don't want to be caught flat-footed, right? So anybody that is watching this live stream and part of our community, I want you guys to be ready, right? I want you guys. So this is not the time to be taking unnecessary risk, right? The time for you to to load the boat or car or whatever it is was here, over here, April 7th, not here, right? So here you have to, when you are investing or buying something, you just have to just be careful, know that, okay, this is not we are here at the highs. It's not like the bottom like here. So you have to use calculated risk for that. Okay. So where next is the QQQ going? I believe that QQQ can go as high as 600 and something this week here, but this is a level, that immediate level that I'm looking at for this to come to, and based on where it comes, we can trade it accordingly, either using day trade or swing trade. Okay. Now, yeah. So the next ticker that I'm going to be looking at is IWM, because I have a number of IWM tickers. So for IWM, before the summer, I told members of our community that we were going to get a small cap summer. So the small caps, the small companies that are listed here, like there are 2,000 companies that are listed here. Most of them are small companies. And those companies, most of them are not profitable. They are loss-making companies, right? So when there's high interest rate, it affects them. So now that they started cutting interest rate, I've been saying from a long time ago, beginning of the year, that once they start cutting interest rate, IWM will finally get to all-time high. So here we are. IWM is at all-time high finally, and is looking for a breakout. So if you look left, you are going to see that IWM has this top here in 2021, the bull market, and then here. So what you have to know is that before the market tops off, all the major indices typically get to all-time highs, right? Typically, majority of the time, you are going to get the Dow Jones Index all-time highs, S&P 500 all-time highs, Nasdaq all-time highs, right? We cannot get a market like downturn until all these major indices have reached all-time highs. So the one that was lagging behind was what? IWM. And IWM is finally cracked all-time highs. Is going to make new all-time highs this week here. I believe that it still has legs. So now that the cut interest rate is going to help these companies, and the companies listed here is going to lift these stocks and this ETF up. So with IWM, I think that it still has room to push to make new highs from here. But I'll be focusing on some stocks listed in the IWM, because if IWM is going to break out, I want to be in position to capitalize on certain small cap stocks to make money from them. Okay, so that's the key. Okay, so so based on that, I'm going to look at a number of stocks here that some of them I have a position in, some are new. So one small cap stock that I'm watching for this week is going to be what's it called? It's going to be Bull. It's going to be Bull. So Bull, let's look at Bull. So Weibo. Weibo, we have traded this in the swing trading service and in the community several times, and every single time has been very successful. So I have a position in this already, and I see that this is looking, getting ready for a breakout. Okay, so here this was a cup and handle. So this move here, you see this move, we captured this move, right? We captured this move like a while back. We captured this move that was in when was it? This was in July. We captured this move, and then this came all the way down here. So here, this is your cap, this is your handle, and this is like a falling wedge pattern, and it's pushing up. So what I'm looking at for this week is that if Bull is able to break above this 1332 level, it is going to push, and I'm looking to catch it. At least my target is, short-term target is $15 or $14.91. If it can come here to this top part of this wedge pattern here, then that's going to be perfect. Okay, so Bull, I'm looking for bull to push this week. I already have a position here, and I already have a position in bull. So I'm just going to be watching it. I'm going to add to my position if we break above this on Monday. Okay. So one of my main tickets for this week is going to be bull. Another one in the um, small cap business is Soundhound. Soundhound, right? So Soundhound is having this. So this is your cap. This is your handle, and we finally broke above this. This trend line is from 2024. That was December, so it's not yet a year yet, but it's looking to break out. So if this is able to break above this level, you see here. I mean, it came here last time to 1662. It couldn't break it, but if it's able to break above this area, this zone, if it's able to break above this zone, then Soundhound is going to go and take off, right? So I believe that but by the end of the week, if the market is strong and the IWM is strong, we are going to come here to fill this gap. So this is going to be $18 gap fill. So Soundhound is a trade that I'm looking at for the small caps. So this one, I'm already in a position for this one already, and it has already taken off, but it's not, it's just the beginning, right? It's not gone yet because it's not broken out the way I'm looking for it. My ultimate target in this is $18. If you can get to $18, then that's great. Okay. Right. Yeah. So another one that members of our swing trading service are already in. Some already took profits on this. Is Grab. So Grab is a one that last week I was watching this upsloping trend line, and I was waiting for it to break. I mean, it took a while, but it's finally broken it. I think that now this has formed. This looks like what is called a bull flag, right? The bull flag here. Right now, what we need to see here is that we need this to break above this, break to this 660 level and push up, right? If you're able to do that, that's going to be fantastic and it's going to send this up. So this has a lot of legs. I think this stock has the ability to behave like open, to break out and go, right? Open has done significantly well this year, and I believe that Grab has the room to do so and break out this week. So that's small caps. So I'm going to go through all the small caps, and then I'm going to go to the mega caps as well. So open is a retail fund favorite, right? So open is setting up for the next leg of the move. So if you look at here with open is I'm looking at the weekly chart here. So he was able to break above this first break wall, and he broke out and he went, right? Next break wall is over here, this area. He needs to find a way to clear it. So over here we have this the weekly chart, and he came here and we had this top and tail candle here. So what I'm looking at for this is, if this, so it's two types of trade I'm looking at here, right? Two types of trade. One of them is if open is unable to push above this 1088 level and it start going down, I'm going to look to short it to the downside and capture the short using put options, right? So yeah, so you can get the nearest strike here, put options to the downside and capitalize on the move. However, if we break out of this, which looks like, if you go to the daily, this is looks like a bullish pennant or a bull flag. It's ready to break, right? It's ready to break. So what they can do is that they can shake people off. They can shake people off by pushing this down here, and then people say, "Oh no, this is no longer valid," and then it holds the 9 EMA and then it takes off from there. So if we break above this, above 1088, I'm going to look to go long and buy some call options and look to profit here to 1343. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at for open. Okay, so open has both ability to go up or go down depending on the market, how the market does this week. Okay, all right, so now that I've gone through all the small caps, I'm going to go through the mega caps, right? Mega caps. So what I'm looking at is for the Magnificent Seven. So Apple, again, we cannot get to the market top without Apple trading at all-time highs. These are things that, and a stock like Tesla have been trading at all-time highs, right? We need to get Apple to all-time highs. Most of the Magnificent Seven stocks at all-time highs before we can get to the market top. So that's a clue. I'm giving you guys the clues, and then you can put the pieces of the puzzle together, right? So here we have Apple. So if you look at Apple, had this. If you look at Apple, so Apple currently is trading at this level. So I'm looking at this trend line here with Apple. So I believe Apple has room. It still has room to come to all-time highs. It's not there yet. It has a lot of room. So I believe Apple has legs to push to all-time highs sometime soon. Who knows? It could be this week. It could be sometime in October. Who knows, right? So Apple is at this stage here. So what needs to happen is that if Apple is able to break above this trend line here, then it's going to push. But if it fails, I'll look to short it to the downside, and I'll target this area, target this level, 239, right? But if it goes up, continues going up, and it breaks out, if it can break out above this trend line here, let me mark this as a different color, then Apple has room to break out, and it could might as well go to 250 first. 250 is the first target for the breakout, and then next target is 259, 260, which is the all-time highs. So 260, approximately 260 is the all-time highs. So Apple has two key points to go to, and we may get a new all-time highs for Apple this week. Okay, and then once we get to the all-time highs, then I'm going to be watching this area for the next target that price can go to. I'll be watching this trend line for as a guide. If we break up and we get into blow off top scenario. Okay, so that's for Apple. Another one is Amazon. Amazon has been okay, so Amazon has been trading. It had this gap down, I think, from earnings, and then it has risen up and filled the gap. Okay, so now it's been trading below here. So Amazon, what I'm looking at is that the only thing that matters for Amazon is this trend line, right? And you can even call it a parallel channel. You can create like a channel for it like this, something of that sort, and have it here, whereby we are going to look at this closely to see how price behaves once it gets to the top of this channel. So here, price came here, it bounced. Price came here in the zone, it bounced. Price came here, it bounced. So price is here now. I expect that Amazon can do this and go up. Okay. But if Amazon breaks below this here, this 50 simple moving average, then Amazon will be in trouble. It's going to head down. Right. So there are two opportunities. It could set up for a short, or it could set up for a long. But this, based on this, one touch, two touch, three touch is looking likely to go up. So I'll not be surprised if I see this push up this week for Amazon. Okay. So Amazon long or short if we break below this. Next one is Tesla. Hey, my favorite stock, Tesla. So Tesla is currently trading in this zone. So we caught this beautiful move on Tesla, and we traded it successfully. So we caught the move on Tesla, this breakout, we caught this move, and everybody in the community enjoyed. So Tesla is putting in, so if you take off the lines, right, this is a flag, right? Let me go to a clean board here. One. So here, Tesla here is what this is called a flag, okay? And this is your flagpole. This is bullish, okay? So if this is bullish, where are we heading from here? Next level is going to be somewhere here. And then next level, we already there, sorry. So here, this area. So I expect that Tesla will be trading at 500 before the end of the year here. Or my greedy target is 600, right? 600 plus. So here, these are the key critical levels for Tesla left. And I believe that with this bull flag here, we can push and give us like a big candle, big series of candles, and we can push up. Okay. So today at the late Charlie Kirk's funeral, um, you know, late Charlie Kirk's funeral, we saw Donald Trump and and Elon Musk. It looks like they are back in good terms, right? So the bromance has started again, which is good for Tesla stock, because I believe I'll not be shocked if tomorrow we see Tesla trading at 440 or something like that. You never know, right? Because he's going to get a gap up because of this, the images that we're seeing in the funeral, right? So this is what's happening, right? So again, so let's watch Tesla very well and see what it's going to do. So don't be surprised. So this is a classic bull flag, right? So don't be surprised to see a long candle tomorrow on Tesla or something like a gap up. Maybe it gaps up somewhere here due to the new bromance between Elon Musk and Trump. So Tesla is going to be a stock to watch this weekend here. Okay, this week here, Tesla. Okay, next sticker we have is that the next sticker we have is AMD. AMD. So AMD has been going through a lot, and I think it's time for it to bounce. And I like this setup, right? This is a setup I call the bow tie setup, right? Bow tie setup. A bow tie setup is when two trend lines intersect at a certain point. You see here, the white one is meeting the purple one at this point. They are intersecting there, and then we see this bottom, right? We see this. So it forms. So we have here a classic double bottom. Actually, it's a triple bottom. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, it's a triple bottom. So I believe that AMD has room, and if it's able to clear this moving averages congestion, it's going to come here. So 164, and once it clears here, AMD has room too. It has nothing but blue skies, right, to go to. AMD can come back to all-time highs in no time. Okay, and also we have MU having their earnings, I believe, on Tuesday. So if MU earnings is good, AMD will benefit from that, and AMD will rise. So AMD, what I'm looking at is that, so this also coincides with the 50 SMA, 50 SMA level, and that. So that's what I'm looking at. So here, if we're able to break above this 50 SMA area, like first he has to trade above this and break above this, it's going to squeeze, and we are going to get to 170. So AMD, I will not be surprised to see AMD go to 170 this week. Okay. All right. Okay. So next stock that I'm looking at, which I'm going to be watching, actually is my number one stock for this week here. We traded it successfully in the day trading room. We traded it successfully in the swing trading service, and I think that the explosive move is yet to come. So that's going to be one of the stocks that I'm going to be watching very, 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 very closely this week, right? And I know that that stock is a crazy stock. It behaves like a penny stock, and once it start moving, it's going to move very fast. And so I did some digging on it, and it looks like once they have IPO, there's a period where investors, insiders who have been investing in the stock, do not have to sell the stock, right? So they have to hold it until such a time that that deadline comes. So the deadline for the for this stock is, so I'll talk about the stock first. So it's going to be CoreWeave. So CoreWeave is one of the stocks I'm going to be watching this week here, and I like the setup. Is an explosive setup, right? Which is ready to go. So here you see this here. This looks like a W formation kind of thing, and this is looking to a breakout. So if CoreWeave is able to break above this 129 level or 130 level, this thing can shoot up to 148 or 150 in no time. So CoreWeave is a stock that I'm going to be watching closely this week. So tomorrow, if at pre-market we see that this is consolidating at pre-market, then you should know that an explosive move is imminent. Then immediately we clear above this, go in, take the trade. It's going to work out, right? So because usually with stocks like this, when you're in a breakout zone like that and things start breaking out, it's going to look very, very strong, and it's going to push. Again, not financial advice, but that's what I see, and that's what I'm going to do if I see the setup well, right? Alternatively, this can also, if the market is weak, it can also break down and sell. So if it breaks below this trend line is what I call the mother of all trend lines for this stock, because this is a new IPO that just IPO'd in March. So from here to here, we've broken it, but we need to confirm. We have not confirmed yet, right? The confirm is going to come if we break above 129 and push. Because here we have this topping tail here. This looks like it can come down, but I think that if it gathers strength, it can break above this 130 level and then go. Once it does that, it's good to go. CoreWeave. So now that we've discussed CoreWeave, another stock that I'm looking at in terms of this one is going to be for a short. Let's see how it looks like a short. Here. Tempos. So Tempos is one of the stocks that we've traded successfully in the day trading service and swing trading service. So here, this is, so we have here this one top, two top, and three top, right? This can do multiple things. It can, so this is your cup and handle, this is your cup, this is your small handle, this is a tiny handle, right? It can break above it, right? If it breaks above it, then I believe that we can go and push up to make new all-time highs, right? So here, this is something that I'm going to be watching. But if market is weak, this can go down and it's going to be a very good shorting opportunity. Then if that's the case, next target will be somewhere here, 81, and then we can go down from there. So Tempos, that is Nancy Pelosi's favorite stock, right? Tempos AI, Tempos AI. Okay. Alrighty. So next is to look at the crypto stocks, right? Crypto related stocks, because I believe that although Bitcoin and things are down, they are going to eventually rally during the week. And once they rally, I want to be positioned to be able to capitalize on these trades. Okay. So before I go into Bitcoin, let's look at a Bitcoin related stock, Robinhood. So Robinhood will be officially added to the S&P 500 on Monday. And this is something that is like, you know, is a great achievement for the company, and for them to be now listed in the S&P 500. So here I'm looking at Hood. So with that listing in S&P 500, that can catapult this to new heights, and we look like we are about to break this. So if we're able to break above this 125 level, Robinhood will get to 133 this week or more or higher. Okay, so that's like a break. So this is a crypto related stock because they still buy and sell Bitcoins there, and they also do shares and ETFs as well. Okay, so so now let's check out Bitcoin and crypto. So let's check out Bitcoin. So I have a number of, so I'm going to be checking out the crypto tickers. Bitcoin, starting with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, it formed this falling wedge pattern and it has been holding. So Bitcoin, I'm watching Bitcoin to hold this level. This level has been critical for Bitcoin. This upsloping trend line, and Bitcoin looks like it's going down. Okay. So let's say it holds this 50, because anytime it came, you look at this, it bounced right here. It pierced it, but it still bounced. It bounced here. So every time it comes to this 50, it's been bouncing. So let's see if it can do that this time around. So if it does, And even over here, if you look at this closely, this looks to me like an inverse head and shoulders, right? So here you have your this your head, this your left shoulder, and then here is going to be the right shoulder, and that's going to catapult Bitcoin to the upside. So we shall see how that plays out. So tomorrow, if we can get a green candle that wipes out this red candle, we can push up to the upside on what's it called, on Bitcoin. Okay, so that's what we are going to look at here for Bitcoin coming up. So Bitcoin looking like it's setting up for a bullish move. We shall see how that plays out this week. Next is Ethereum. ETH. Ethereum. So Ethereum is an interesting one, right? Because Ethereum too is selling. So crypto, everything crypto is selling. So Ethereum is selling. It's coming to this 50 EMA level. So I believe what's going to happen is that this can come here, and possibly the inexperience is going to shake them off. They are going to get scared, and then they are going to reverse it up and push this up. Okay, they push this up, and then we go. Okay, so I was hoping for this to hold this, but it didn't hold it. That's fine. It's coming here to the 50 SMA. If it holds the 50 SMA, it can push up and break this flag, right? So here, this is a bullish setup. It can, as long as you hold the 50 and reverses, we can push up, and then we are going to go back to the previous all-time highs, and then we can push that. Or this can go all the way down. It can shake off people to the extent that it's going to come down to the previous all-time highs, which is here, 4,093, right? It can come all the way there, and people are going to say, "Wow, this move is over." So yeah, two things happening here. So here we have this flag, right? This is a flag, right? So in a flag, it can still come here and then bounce and go. It's still forming the flag, so it's going up and down, up and down. So if it comes down like that and shakes people off, they are going to say, "Oh, the setup is invalid. We are selling," and then boom, they reverse it. So it can either stop here and reverse here at the 50, or it can stop here and reverse there at this area, this downsloping trend line, or this level. That's the previous all-time highs, which is going to be a critical support level at this time. Okay, yeah. So that's Ethereum. So with Ethereum, a way to trade Ethereum from based on the stock market is that you can either do the ETF ETHA, which is the ETF, or you can do the leverage ETF, right? So here you can buy, I believe you can buy call options and things like that if it's a call, and you can buy put options as well. Or you can get the leverage ETF, ETU, 2 times Ether. This more higher risk, that one is low risk, right? If you're buying the ETHA is low risk, and this high risk. Okay. So now let's look at the other cryptos. Let's look at the next one. And I have a meme coin for you guys, right? A meme coin. I don't I don't put too much money in meme coins, but when I see a setup that is good, I go for it and put a small amount in. You never know, right? You never know how far these meme coins can go. So here I have this other one here, Solana. Solana. Where are you? Here it is. Okay. So Solana has an interesting chart. It has this cap here, what looks like a cap, and we are looking like we are pulling back. I'll be curious to see if it can hold this level. It's able to hold it, then it's going to push and then eventually break this trend line. But in order to break a trend line of that significance, you need a lot of some power, right? It needs to pull back a little bit, maybe to here, either here or here, and then maybe you hold the 50 and then bounce from there. If it does break this downsloping trend line, then this is going to push up and get to new all-time highs, right? Go to all-time highs, okay? All-time highs for Solana. So if you don't have a crypto platform that you used to trade, you can trade these using the stock market, using leverage ETFs. So one of them, leverage ETFs, is for Solana is SLT. So meaning that you can buy this. You can buy call options or put options. If Ethereum is going up, you can buy the call option. If Solana is going up, you can buy the call option. If it's going down, you can buy the put option in this. So these are 2 times levered ETF. So just be careful. Know that these are high risk. These 2 times levered, meaning that anytime like a Solana goes up by 1%, this one goes up by 2%, right? So this is what you're going to know, and make sure you are careful when you're trading them. Okay, and another one for Ethereum I forgot to talk about is if Ethereum reverses and shows strength, then a stock like BMNR, which is the world's largest Ethereum treasury, is going to do well, right? So here, if you look at this is yeah, I like this pattern. This here, look at this. So this is your chart, and then this is your cap, this is your handle forming. One of these days is going to break, and it's going to break above the 64 level and go. So if Ethereum comes back to the 50 or goes to the previous all-time highs, holds there, obviously a pullback in Ethereum is going to affect this. Maybe it's going to pull this back to the 50 here, or even here, shake off people. And then when they are shaking off and they get scared, they start riding it up. And this time around, it's going to come and break this and go. And then once it goes to 75 and it clears it, it has nothing but blue skies, and there's a pricing balance here. So this can come all the way to 159 at some point. So if Ethereum does well, I will look to either trade BMNR, or I can trade the levered ETF for Ethereum to capture that move. The same thing applies to Solana. Okay. Then let's check out XRP. Let's check out XRP. XRP is this. So with XRP, it also has a interesting set of trend lines, but this year is a pennant, right? So it's getting into. So here, this is like a pressure cooker, right? So price goes in and plays around and goes into the. So once we get to the apex or the tip of this triangle, it can either break to the upside or break to the downside, right? If it breaks to the upside, we are going to get an explosive move on XRP, and that is going to even bring it to this area, which is like the all-time highs or make new all-time highs. So this is going to be an interesting one, but this can come all the way here and hold here, or even come to this area. So we never know where it's going to go, but this has held the 200 for the longest time. So I believe that if give or take, even if it's worse, it's going to hold the 200 simple moving average. So again, if you want to participate in the long or short for XRP, there's also the XRP ETF, XRPT, I believe. Yeah. Again, this is a double leverage ETF. So if this goes up, XRP goes up, this is also going to go up by 2%. If it sells off, 1% is going to sell off by 2% as well. Okay. So just take note of that and know what you're trading and manage your risk accordingly. Okay. Right. So that's XRP. And now I'll take you guys to the meme coin I'm talking about. It has a nice setup. Nice setup. Wealth. I think is this thing of Shiba Inu or something. They got this idea from Shiba Inu. So here, if you look at this, so you have this trend line and this triangle here, and then we have been holding this area here. So price came here, held up, came here, came back down here. So now we are at the tip of this. We are pushing it into this. So it's 2 things that needs to happen. Either pulls back and holds this 200, goes back up and break up, or it's just going to sell, break below the 200 and go down. Okay. So here, this one here, you can get these meme coins from your crypto exchanges like Coinbase or crypto.com or Binance or whatnot. Any of the brokers that have it, you can buy it there and capture the move to the breakout. Okay. Yeah. So these are some of the key tickets that I have for this week here. And also last week we had a very successful week in the swing trading service. We traded Affirm. Affirm was a interest rate sensitive stock. So this one we had multiple strikes. I had multiple strikes. $90 calls. So we got, where were we now? We are here. So we were somewhere here. That was the Friday of last week, and we were able to catch this move to this place. 10% move on FM, which was hundreds of percent. And depending on your strike, we even got one which was $100 strike, and that one on the first day did almost 200% return, right, on investment. Okay, so this was one of them that we captured and we did very well with it. Another one was Core Weave as well. That's the swing trading service. We caught that move. We caught the move on the Monday. Tuesday went up a bit. Then Wednesday, like, it kept on doing games, but this one was also a good green trade as well for Core Weave, right? Yeah. So, and then also couple of weeks, like 2 weeks ago, I also alerted QBTS to the community and alert service. We caught this move. So QBTS was somewhere here. I believe it was Wednesday, right? It's Wednesday the 10th. Yeah. So Wednesday the 10th. So this one I alerted this trade as a swing trade. We were able to capture this move, and this take brought us to all the way here. Okay, that's 11% on the equity. But in the options, we got options expiring October 17th. And the price of the option at the time that we bought it on the Wednesday was $1, which is $100. So it went as high as it's currently trading at, I believe it's trading at $9.50. So if you go to October 17th, so here, this was got the, I believe it was the $18 calls. Yeah, $18 calls. So we are deep in the money now with this $18 calls. This went as high as $9.30, right? So $9.30, that's like 9x return on your investment, almost 9x return on your investment, right? 9x or more. So this is how we're able to position ourselves to capitalize on big moves. So yeah, so this week I'm excited for what this bring week has to offer. And then also, if you are not part of our community, please make sure you go to our site, tradingrate.com, click on join the free community to join the community. There's a lot of benefits of joining our community. We have updates, live streams, master classes, a lot of things that you can learn from, right? And so if you have any friends or family that are looking to learn about trading or investing, this is the right place to be, right? Yeah. So for those that are interested in signing up for our alert service and day trading service, we have it here. So we have you go to courses. So here, this is what I call your weekly multiplier. So members that subscribe to this week in, week out, they are making money, right? Last week was a banger week, right? We made money on our firm, made money on Core Weave, we made money on this another one, Grab, like all sort of stocks, right? We made money from them. So here, this is your weekly alert service, and every Sunday, like tonight, we've already posted. My team has already posted the top 3 tickets of the week, and these tickets I typically don't discuss them in the YouTube live. These are A++ tickets that are for the subscribers, right? And I put together the top 3 and the game plan, the entry price, the stop loss, all that good stuff. Everything is listed there for those that want to pull money from the market on a regular basis. And the price of this, and then once I take the trade with my money, I alert it as well, let members know how much I bought it for. Again, no financial advice, but I alert my trade. Then you can copy my trade, right? Copy what I'm doing, and then you can make money. It's as simple as that. And if you already know how to trade, you can also manage your own trades and do your stuff. But I also always provide guidance. Okay, I've entered this trade. There's the position, there's the strike price, there's the entry price, all that good stuff. And I also talk about when the stop loss is my profit target. I've sold maybe some of my position. I'm holding runners. I explain all these things to members, and they're able to follow. Okay, And here, start getting alerts is just for $47 a month. Very, very affordable. Most members, once they start, even if they start with the monthly or the yearly, within their first trade, they make the money for the yearly subscription in just one trade and more, right? Yeah, like last week, some members closed the week $10,000 green, $5,000 green, $15,000 green. So again, different. A lot of members are killing it with this service. So you can either sign up for the monthly or the yearly one, right? And this is the only service in the market that gives you 30-day money back guarantee. If after 30 days you don't make money, you can come and tell us, we'll refund your subscription. It's as simple as that. But you have to show us that you've taken the trades, right? I let the trade, I tell you the entry price, everything. I guide you so that you can make money as well. Okay. Yeah. So, and then those that want to take things to the next level and want to make money. So this is a weekly money multiplier, right? If you want to make money every single day in the market, then you can trade with me live in our day trading service. So in the day trading service, what we do is that we start trading we meet at we meet in the morning at 8:45 a.m. Eastern. I go through the trade plan for the futures traders first. Then I go to the option traders. I tell them about the game plan, how we plan to make money that day. So we get everybody prepared before the market opens at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So by 9:30 a.m. Eastern, we already know what it is and what we want to trade. So we go in, we execute on the trade as per trade plan, and then we make money. So last week, we had, like on Friday, for instance, last week was green and green and green all the time. So here, this service here is, you click here, subscribe. This is very affordable, $97 per month. You can make this in just one day of trading, right, with us. And again, this is 30-day money back guarantee. For any reason you come in, say, I did not make money, we refund your money for you, right? You have to show us at least you took some of the trades that were guided in the live day trading session. If not, then you just let us know, okay, I took it did not work out, or I made a mistake. Because you have to, if you made a mistake, you have to acknowledge you made a mistake, right? But if all members made money and you did not make money, that means that there's something wrong. You did something wrong, right? So we are there to help you out, and in no trader left behind. So again, this is a service for those that want to make money on a daily basis, and combine that with a weekly one, so you can double dip, right? We have most of the members of this day trading service are also members of the swing trading service, because they see the benefits of making money on a daily basis and on the weekly basis as well. Okay. And so one example of a trade that we took last week, let me just talk about the most recent one, was on Friday. On Friday was crazy. On Friday we traded one of the stocks that we traded was Core. Core was crazy. Like Core just like it just moves so fast, right? But I had already prepared members before the market opened. I told members that, hey guys, what's happening here is that Core was consolidating at pre-market, which is my favorite trading pattern, right? So anytime you see a stock consolidating a pre-market like this, the market maker is telling you something. It's whispering into your ear that this stock is about to explode to the upside or crash to the downside, right? So what we wait for is that we just wait for at the open, we are ready to trade. And here we got the first confirmation sign. This was trading above the 50 EMA on the 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and all the other time frames, meaning that this is bullish, right? So at the open, what we look for was that right at the gates, we got this bullish engulfing candle. So for me, immediately it cleared pre-market high here. I use what is called in our course called anticipatory entry, right? Because I've seen this movie many times, so I already know what's coming next, right? So here, you enter the trade here, you put your stop below this candle. Your stop is here. If price comes and closes below this red line area, fine. You take a small loss, which is called a professional loss, right? But if it works out, it's going to be explosive. So here, look at the time. From the time that the market opened to this point, the high of the day is what? Look left. It's 10 minutes. 10 minutes trade, right? This trade in 10 minutes, right? In 10 minutes, members made $5,000 from here. This 10 minutes, this 1 year. Who made 5,000, who made $10,000. This, I told members that this stock is a crazy stock. It moves very, very fast. So you have to be ready, right? And one of the areas where we were watching was here, this 125 level, because on Monday we traded it, it hit the 125 level and it crashed from there. So I told members that once it gets to that 125 level, start trimming, pay yourself and hold some runners, and then boom, this thing came to 130. So our ultimate target was 130. We came there and it was a fantastic trade. So within 10 minutes of the market open, members already made a good money on that day. They made someone's 9 to 5 monthly income in just 10 minutes. Okay, so that's the power of trading our strategy in the day trading room. Okay, then we went on. We did not stop there. We said, okay, you know what, let's look at the other one. Let's look at, because once this came to the 130 level, it started misbehaving and it came down. So in the mornings, what we are looking at is that we're targeting the first hour. We only trade the first hour because that's where the action is. So if you look at this, the action happened within the first hour. So here you could have gone long, capture this, and then go short afterwards in this confirmation trade. So it's your high, this is your lower high, this went down, boom, you can short it to the downside. Okay. So we did not stop there. We went ahead to trade another stock that we were watching as well, was Serve Robotics. That one was a monster move. Okay. That one was a monster move. So that one, what happened was that I told members, so on Friday, getting into Friday is what I do, right? During the week, if I day trade any amount of money that I make during the week, by Thursday, I'll know how much I made during the week. And what I do is that I use a fraction of that to trade on Fridays, because on Fridays, I don't want to have a very good week and come into the week and end the week red. No. So I take a fraction of my profit. That's what I'm going to be using to trade. And I'm going to stick to that, right? So I take a little bit of risk on Friday, because on Friday, we already know that the week is already green. So we don't have anything to lose, right? So what I told members was, guys, I am going to take this trade, but full disclosure, I don't want you to don't do this at home. I say, hey, don't do this at your place. But that is me, because I've traded this market for a while now and I can manage my risk. So I told members that I am going to take the same day expiry for CoreWeave and this, right? Because I was looking at it from a standpoint of, I just want to take that small risk and take it, right? But if it works out, great. If it doesn't work out, no worries, right? The only amount of money I'm going to lose is the fraction of my profit for the week. It doesn't matter. If I lose that, no worries. I'll stop, right? But if it works out, it's good. This move here, look at this. With the 0DTE contract from here to here, this is 18% on the equity. In the options that we traded I think it was the $15 course or something like that. That one produced 2,000%. 2,000%, to break it down for you, is 20x return on investment in just how many minutes? Look at it. What's the time? That was 10:22. So this one was almost because the first hour is from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. This one was 10:22. So it's not quite 1 hour. So in less than an hour, we were able to capture two moves. One beautiful move on CoreWeave, and the other one on this thing. What's it called? Serve. So this is what we do every single day in the market when we day trading with members, right? And we go and capture the move, get it done with, we walk away. I tell people, hey, after the first hour, I say, I'm done for the day. No more trading. I signed out, lock out the computers. I don't even want to see any chart anymore, because we already hit our target, we traded to our trade plan, and then we executed accordingly. So if you want to join us every single day, non-stop, every day, right? Unless there's a statutory holiday, then we don't trade. But every single day, we trade the first hour, we pull money from the market, get it down with and move on, right? And everything is fully guided. So from the market open to the time that the trade works out, where we are going to enter, when we are going to exit, where we're going to take profit. And if I see that danger is coming, I tell members, hey guys, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, hey, there's danger coming here. Make sure you pay yourself here and sell, take profit, because this thing might collapse, right? That kind of thing. So that is what we do. So if you are interested in taking your trading to the next level, and you want to sign up for our services, here it is. You can sign up for that. And then also, if you're interested in learning more, like, again, the financial market is interesting, but it's important to get the right knowledge. You don't want to do shortcuts. You want to go in and then learn, right? Learn to know what to do, like how to manage your risk, how to enter a trade, how to do all that stuff. So the knowledge is important. So we have a course that captures everything that you need to know. It's called the 4 Weeks to Trading Rich here. And this course is one of the most comprehensive courses in the industry, right? So you're going to learn about long-term investing. It assumes that you're a beginner, like beginner, right? You don't know anything about the market. You coming in fresh. Imagine you don't know anything about a stock. You've never had a stock before. You never heard about an ETF. None whatsoever, right? You come into the market, you take this course, it teaches you everything that you need to know from beginner to advanced. And then you can execute to it. So for the first time, what we are doing is that we are offering this course in a way where we are giving members that purchase the course an additional incentive, right? The additional incentive here is that, so this course, this is what it comes with. So once you sign up for the course, you're going to get 24/7 access to the on-demand course, and you get access to an exclusive WhatsApp community where we have constant collaboration and support. And then you get 3 months weekly alerts from Rich Alerts, right? So here, the purpose here is that it gives you the ability to, once you buy the course, you want to get it done ASAP. Once you get it done, you understand the jargons that we use. Then we have this for you, right? This is a present for you for taking the time to do the course and sign up for the course. And it helps you to make money while you continue your learning journey from day one. This is what it does, right? So here you can be making money and then you are learning, because this is a lifelong learning thing, right? You take your time to learn and you're going to learn, right? So this course here is a lifetime course, comprehensive course, and then you don't have to pay anything again once you sign up for the paid for this, and then you have it for a lifetime. And any updates that we do, like we do updates to courses from time to time, you get the free updates, no charge, right? And it's a lifetime. So here, this course costs 1997 USD, and this is a course that if you have it, you are going to learn every single thing that you need to know about the market, how to analyze a stock or ETF, how to pick the right ETFs, how to pick the right stocks from the fundamental aspect, and then you can also learn how to do that from a technical analysis aspect. In this course, you are going to learn how to determine the market bottom, how to figure out where the top of the market is, how to figure out things like trading psychology. Trading psychology is very important. You are going to learn about day trading. You are going to learn about swing trading. You are going to learn about option selling. So a whole host of things that you need to learn about, because as a trader, you have to understand how the market works if you are going to put a dime in the market. You don't want to go in there because somebody says you should buy this, you're buying. No, you have to have the understanding so that you can make your own decisions. So our goal is to make our traders self-sufficient so that they can become independent learners, right? So that you don't have to depend on us. Based on the knowledge that you get, you can use that to apply it and also pull money from the market. So yeah, so that's about it for tonight. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Feel free to post your questions in the chat. and I'll be happy to respond to any questions that you have. So feel free to type it in the chat here. I'm looking to see if there's any questions. Yeah, I'm excited for the market to open tomorrow morning. They're selling tickets that are primed to take off, so we'll see how it goes this week. Any questions? So yeah, so don't be shy. Type in your questions in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer them. And so put in the chat if you are a member of Trading Rich. If you're a member already, put 1 in the chat. If you're a member, put 1 in the chat. If you're a member, put 1 in the chat. And if you are not a member, put 2 in the chat. I just want to get a sense of which folks are members and who are not members. Put 1 in the chat if you're a member, and put 2 in the chat if you're a non-member. Okay. So let's see what we have here. I would stop share here. Let's see what we have here now. Let's see what we have here. So we have 1. Yeah. Okay. So this 1. So how many of you are members? So if you are a non-member, put if you're a non-member, put 2 in the chat. Let me see if you're a non-member. If you're a non-member, put 2 in the chat. So again, if you want to subscribe to our channel, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button if you like what you've learned today. Like this video. Hit the like button, and also subscribe, because we see that a lot of people view this but tune in, but we don't see them subscribe. So please make sure you subscribe so that you can get notifications anytime we go live. Okay. All right. So it looks like most people are members. So yeah. So thank you for tuning in. We shall meet again next weekend. So we do this every Sunday. We shall meet again next weekend. And those in our community, we are going to be engaging during the week. And we have, and the day traders, the day trading team, we are going to be trading tomorrow morning live at 8:45 a.m. Eastern. And for the swing trading subscribers, I will let you guys know once any of the top 3 tickets that we have triggers tomorrow. So yeah, so I'm excited for the week. So have a great week, guys. Have a wonderful week. Take care now. Bye bye. Have a good one. Bye bye.